right. Well, we didn't have a chance to make a video yesterday,
Right.
but we wanted to pop on and chat about the Manchester United versus Brighton game in the Premier League yesterday.
Yeah.
It was a super exciting 4-2 win, so gotta give hats off to the team for that. Very,
Yeah.
very good,
Facts.
good
Facts.
finish for the team.
Facts.
And then I think you were saying to me earlier about how they're in the top half of the table,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Facts.
And
Yeah.
now that
United
all
are.
like the Premier League games of the weekend have finished, they're pretty solidified up there.
Yeah. Yeah. They're in sixth place now, so
Okay.
hanging at the top.
All
Yeah.
right. Well, we
Yeah.
love to hear that.
Facts.
That's really exciting, Millie. Well, do we want to
hmm
hop in and talk about some positives from the game to start off?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, honestly, the result obviously big positive, big, really good result at Old Trafford. Good
Mm-hmm.
win. 3 points always important. And yeah, it's been pretty surprising like how quickly United have been able to like move back up the table, but it just shows like getting consistent wins is so important.
Yes.
Because when the other teams falter, if you're winning, you'll get in a good position. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's good to see United back where they're supposed to be, which is back in the
100%.
top half of the
Yes.
table, back competing for a top four position. It's the expectation. So
Yes.
it's good to see it. It's the first time that Ruben has had the group up there. So at least we can, be excited about this
Yeah.
kind of like new phase of this, I guess, partnership.
Yeah.
So yeah, so the momentum was good. A lot of goals, a lot of kind of. I mean, the second goal was kind of like a crazy situation with Casemiro's like deflected shot. But Cunha had a really good
Mm.
had a really good shot for
Yes,
the
because that
first
was his
goal.
first goal for United, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, or the first Premier League goal. But
Premier
yeah,
League
I think it
goal.
was the first goal, like
Okay, well,
overall.
still, yeah, very
hmm
exciting for him getting his
Yeah,
first goal in the Premier League for
yeah,
United.
facts. Yeah,
Really
getting
big
off to the
day.
races. So,
Yeah.
and that's really what you want to see. Like we need the attacking players to be attacking. Like we kind of saw a bit more like connectivity with the group, like with the attacking players. Like Bruno was a little bit closer, Cunha was close, like and when the guys are able to combine, we can see them create like
Yeah.
good, dangerous opportunities. And yeah, we saw more of that in the second half as well. Obviously, Membo got his 2 goals,
Mm-hmm.
which were both well worked. Well, I guess the second one was kind of just off of a clearance from Aiden Heaven,
Okay.
which again, like really good to see him back out there. It's something that we always are kind of harping on is like we have to invest in the youth. The youth is like
Yes.
one of the main things with Manchester United. So it was really good to see like youth players finally getting introduced back into the
Yeah,
team.
that is really cool to see. I know
hmm
because
We were wondering.
we're waiting. Yeah,
Yeah.
waiting for that Manchester United spirit of developing the youth to return.
Yeah, facts. And it was good to see like Euro got the start, so good to see that as well. Still, still waiting on Kobe Manu to be free, free the
I
guy.
know.
But apart
Bring
from
him
that,
back.
at least like we did see some introduction of the youth players in there. Through like Heaven and stuff,
Yep.
and yeah, throughout the game, I think like Delit was massive. Had a really great game, lots of blocks, lots of key headers,
Mm-hmm.
really important in there. I think Lamens again. You could argue about the set piece, Danny Welbeck's goal, but I think overall, I think he offers like a really solid goalkeeper at the
Mm-hmm.
back, and that's really what you want. You want someone you can depend on, who's going to be strong in the air and who can, start give some solidity to the back line. And I think
Yeah,
that Lemons has clearly done that. And so, yeah, I think that's like another
that's
positive
huge.
step, yeah, for the
Yeah,
team.
absolutely. Yeah, well, because I think you might have been saying this last time about having a strong goalkeeper.
hmm
It just gives the rest of the team confidence to be able to spread out more and like play out more, I guess, versus having to
hmm
sit back and not really trusting who's behind you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just like a confidence thing, a little bit of
Mm-hmm.
cohesiveness within the group. So yeah, 100%. And let's see what else happened. I mean, yeah, I guess overall it was just like a pretty good game. I mean, I guess if I was being very critical, you could still like argue like in large moments of the game, there wasn't like any football being played. You know,
Mm,
United was doing kind of like, ping the ball out, and Brighton was picking the ball up again
yeah.
and was possessing and kind of pinging the ball around us. But, you know, I guess it kind of just is what it is at this point. Like, there's just no point in like kind of dissecting like the intricate football side of
Right.
it. So I guess that's just what we'll have to expect now. Like we'll just know that like the midfield portion of the game, we just won't really rely on that. That's just not the way that Ruben wants to
Right.
play. Like it's just the reality. We're not really building through our midfield. We're not really
Right.
giving like Bruno the opportunity to shine in his best position or anything like that. So the reality is we're gonna press very high, try and force a mistake high up the pitch, try and like punish teams right off the
Mm-hmm.
bat, just like that. And then the other way is just going to be like going wide quickly, like as
Yeah.
fast as possible, and most times bypassing the midfield to do so, and then creating dangerous opportunities from that. That is the style.
Yeah.
That is what is happening, and it's fine. I get like at the end of the day, like if it's gonna work, and United is going to win games, what really can we say? Just got to enjoy the win and
Yeah.
ride the wave while we can.
I know.
I think eventually there is an opportunity for it to get figured out, like we've seen in the past.
Facts.
But for now, it's working, and I have no complaints about that. I'll always take 3 points,
Hey, yeah.
especially at Old Trafford at home. Should be beating teams like Brighton. Brighton was loving their little Twitter run, making
Yeah.
fun, making fun of United being able to like post their graphics or whatever because they had been on a little run beating United
Oh,
at Old
okay.
Trafford. So I'm glad it
So
put
they
a little
kind of
end to that
quiet
streak.
said, shh,
Yeah,
quiet down out there.
yeah, 100%. So yeah, I mean, you can definitely see how hardworking the squad is. They work
Hmm.
really hard for each other, for the team, for the system, and yeah, that can be like again greatly appreciated. Like just again, just being like the devil's advocate long term in the future, if we're able to get back into Champions League once those midweek games start coming up with like the FA Cup, once there are a few more games on the schedule, once the AFCON starts and we lose Membo and lose Ahmad
Mm,
and lose very key players, how are we going to maintain playing like this? It will be interesting to see
yeah,
because
that's true.
pressing very high up the field and trying to force that. It requires a lot of fitness. It requires a lot of like work rate to maintain that. So it'll be interesting to see how United continue to player manage and continue to manage the different teams they're playing, the different
Hmm.
systems they're playing. It'll be interesting to just see like what else he's got in store.
Yeah, true. When he can't play his like key players that he
Right.
always starts, see how
For
he
sure.
adapts.
Yeah, 100%. Because that's really like the key thing at the end of the day. Like, just it wasn't working as it was in the past, and
Hmm.
now we're starting to see he is making adjustments. He's making more adjustments to the system, depending on which team they're playing. We saw in the Liverpool game, he benched Sesko because he didn't want to create the battle between Van Dijk and a physical forward.
Mm,
So that is a sign that very different from the language of last season, he is now willing to adapt his system. And now you're
has to.
seeing with adaptation comes success. When you're able to bend a little bit and mold your
Hmm.
system and not be as rigid, he's had more success now. So let's hope that he continues with this fluidity because it is working.
Yeah.
It's allowing the team to be more successful. It's allowing the players within the team to feel more confident. And you can kind of see that on the pitch, despite the lack of possession and lack of control in moments. I
Hmm.
think at the end of the day, when you score 4 goals, that's decent. It's
Yeah.
like can't really
Yeah, you
can't really
really
be
can't
upset at
complain about
facts. Yeah.
that.
So yeah, so I think it was a decent game overall. I think Brighton isn't really who United needs to judge themselves against, but at the end of the day, again, solid 3 points, solid position in
Hmm.
the Premier League, definitely within striking distance of top four, potentially even better. We know Arsenal is not great at holding leads,
Oh
I
gosh.
think the opportunity is there. So it really is just going to be how serious can the squad be?
Yeah,
How serious can United really be in chasing something like this down?
true.
But I don't want to get too ahead of it right now
I hear you. I
and
hear you.
get to like
Don't think too far ahead.
exactly, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but definitely phenomenal 3 points. Great movement within the team, and yeah, great execution to get the things done.
Yeah,
At the end of the day, great to see Casemiro still balling, still doing the
yeah,
thing. Um, and yeah, that's really all. At the end of the day, 3 points. Happy about that. So
gotta
that's
be.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's really not much to complain about with that other than free Kobe menu.
Yeah, other than yeah, hashtag free Kobe
Yeah,
mania. I mean, like at the end of the day, it's a World Cup. It's going to be a World Cup year next year.
yeah,
Like he's got to play. So if he isn't in Amorim's plans, Manchester United has to let him go. Has to free him. I mean, he's someone that has clubs like Madrid, Chelsea watching him. Obviously, it'd be awful to see Kobe Manu go and play anywhere
I
else.
know.
But at the end of the day, like thinking about him as an individual, him as a footballer, and the ability that he has, I would hate to see that
I
hate to
know.
see him continue to be stifled. He's such a young talent. He's worked so hard off in the off season, in the summertime, all of these things, right? Trying to get into like the quote unquote good graces, and it seems
Hmm.
like nothing he does can get him across the line into the starting lineup. So I think in come January, if the status quo remains the same for the development of the player, the right thing to do is to let him leave and let
Yeah,
him go find a
100%.
club that actually cherishes him, actually appreciates him, and is going to recognize his talent and ability and let him play.
Hmm.
Keeping him around just to maintain the Carrington record, just so that there's a Carrington graduate, on in the roster. It's kind
It's
of
just
like, yeah,
dirty.
it's just like he's not a statistic.
Yeah,
He's a player who would be starting on literally any team in the Premier League, almost any team in the
100%.
world. So
Hmm.
once again, just yeah, free Kobe Manu, should be playing. Need to see him on the field.
I
So if it
know.
can't be at Manchester United, someone has to
Let him
break him
play
out.
somewhere
Yeah,
else.
get
Yeah,
Kobe Manu out of there and let him really flourish, because we see it with Rashford, another assist today.
I know.
We're seeing that as soon as you get out of that situation, you will most likely do well for yourself.
Yeah,
And I think Kobe Manu will be another, just the most recent example of that. As soon as he
100%.
gets out from having a manager who doesn't believe in him and has someone who does. I mean, we saw him with Ten Hag, right? Like we know what he can be as a
Hmm.
player. And so for someone to try and gaslight us into believing that he's not that player,
I
it's
know.
not going to work.
Just
It's
yeah,
not going
just
to
shut
work.
up, man.
Yeah. So anyway,
We have eyes.
yeah,
We could see
we've
what's
seen enough
happening.
enough
Yeah.
of the game. So anyway, happy with the three
Happy
points.
with the
Happy
three
with the win over
points. Yeah.
Brighton. United move on. Happy to say that we're in the top half of the table.
Hmm.
Really not something we should ever be celebrating, but
I hear
again,
you.
due to where Amorim has taken us, this is what we now look as big
I
victories. We look
know.
at these things as a big deal in today's time because of the amount of suffering we've done over the year and a half, since Amorim's taken over. So anyway, 3 points in the bag, win. Gonna keep it positive. Gonna
Hmm.
try and stay positive with it.
Yes.
But yeah, just really free Kobe Manu.
I know. Yeah.
That's the
Free,
only
free the
that's the
guy.
only note.
Yeah. Only
But
note.
yeah,
But those were overall our thoughts on the Manchester United versus Brighton game in the Premier League.
facts.
They had a 4-2 win again,
Yeah,
just to reiterate that.
yeah. Good win,
4-2
good win.
win.
Yeah, always happy with the win. We'll take the 3 points for sure any day of the week.
But if you made it this far, thanks for watching.
And we'll see you next time.
See you next time. Bye.
Peace.